It's only one, Mose.
You're now rocking with the best. Yeah. Yes. Hope. Mixing on the table over there.
Got it. Good.
What up, fam? Yes. Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored True Podcast. I'm your brother, old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting across from me, as always, is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother SamAnt, viral Hip Hop News.
Yeah.
We are live in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored True Podcast. Oh God, what's good?
Was
my brother?
Good, man. Friday night, we in the building.
Yes.
Uncensored True Podcast, live on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Peace to everybody watching wherever you're at. We got a lineup this evening. We see the people coming in. As you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button and make sure you share the video before we get knee deep in the content. SamAnt, what it do?
Man, what's good, man? It feels good to be in the building always.
Yeah.
On Friday evening, we love getting live with the people. Shout out to the people in the building right now. As you come in, drop those area codes. You already know what to do on the podcast. We love the people in the building. We get into it, man. The game's coming up. So before we get to the game, man, we got Deontay Wilder about to whip ass this weekend.
Right. Shout out.
Shout out to, you know what I mean? He's about to beat up homeboy, big ass white boy, about to fuck him up. You know what I mean? That's exciting.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot going on, man. We're excited. Shout out to the people, man. What's good with you, brother? How's that dog? How's that pup doing?
Oh, man, doing great, man. Dogo, Argentina, best dog in the world. Go get yourself one. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man, World Class K9 down there in Georgia. We do appreciate, that. Doing some great things down there. That's World Class K9 in Georgia. If the people are coming in right now, hit that like button for me, family. Don't even wait. Hit the like button and tell a friend that the Uncensored True Podcast is on live. You're going to want to hear this one. Let's go.
702-315-336-718 in the building right now. 718-619-307-502 in the building. What's good? The 6. What's the deal? 859-908-717-330-832. Yeah, where Jersey at? I don't see any Jersey area codes in the building yet.
Yeah.
Got to see Jersey, but shout out to everyone else in the city. Wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, we appreciate you. 901-330-60. What up? 816-885. What it do? We're excited to be in the building tonight. Oh, God.
Yes, sir.
Ready to work, man.
Yes, sir. Free 6ix9ine or what, man? No doubt.
Free 6ix9ine.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Free 6ix9ine. No doubt, man. We in the building. You're tuned in. We see the area codes being dropped in the building. There go Jersey right there. We see you.
Jersey.
We see you. You know what I'm saying? We see the Syracuse, Toronto in the building. Baltimore, 410 in the building. Let's get it, man. We in the building. DC, Cheese, see you. We in here, man. You already know, man. We about to get right to this joint, man.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. SamAnt, man. This Dallas police situation, man.
Yeah.
I'm just getting people the backstory on that. That's breaking news right now. We've been waiting for that verdict, and not a verdict, but at least something to happen. But get the people the information on that one, bro.
Indeed. Let me get this music down for my brother Mose real quick. Shout out to him. We'll get that music back on momentarily. But like you said, oh God, a grand jury indicted a fired white Dallas police officer. This is according to the USA Today. Officer on a murder charge Friday for fatally shooting her unarmed black neighbor after mistakenly entering his apartment and killing. That triggered national outrage, obviously, and came for police racial bias. Here's the story. Officer Amber Guyger, who was employed on the force at the time of the shooting, was in full uniform. Mm-hmm. She mistakenly took the neighbor's apartment for her own and thought 26-year-old Botham Jean was a burglar. Guyger took investigators thought after finishing her thought, she returned home and parked on the 4th floor of her apartment complex garage rather than the 3rd floor where her unit was located, according to the affidavit prepared by the Texas Rangers. Mm-hmm. She says she got to what she thought was her apartment. Jean's was directly above hers and found the door ajar. She opened it to find a figure standing in the darkness, and she pulled her gun out, fired twice after the person ignored her commands. Oh, God. Now, the circumstances of the shooting sparked outrage and led many to question Guyger's account of what happened. Critics, including Jean's family, also wonder why it took 3 days for Guyger to be charged, why she wasn't taken into custody immediately after the shooting, and whether race played a factor in her decision to use deadly force. Oh, God. She was found on the charges of murder today. We seen that as we were doing our pre-production meeting, and we got up in arms a little bit, like, okay, word. But we start breaking it down and started thinking, but Give your perspective on it before we really get into this for real.
Yeah, no doubt, man. First, before we do that, I want to give with brother Gene Botham, his mother, said, she said, he didn't deserve this. He was sitting in his own apartment. He felt safe and he was violated by her coming and murdering him. She said, and this is the guy's mother. My perspective on this, man, is it's a great step forward, obviously, but I don't think that we should celebrate yet, because when I see the police department and the officer now painting the picture to kind of say it was a blackness. I couldn't really see who it was, but they wouldn't obey my command. You made a great point and said, I'm in my own house. Why am I obeying anybody's command? You said he was in his drawers, like he's chilling.
He's at his crib.
He's at his house, and the police officer shouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? And he's dead. And like we said, he can't even tell his story because he's dead. Forget what she say. He can't speak because she put a bullet in him. It's sad, man. I don't want to see people going into the street, and obviously the family is going to feel some type of way because they want justice, and this is a step closer, to justice. But it's not the end all be all, because there is a possibility that she could, beat this case. And I think what's a good sign is the murder and the difference between the murder and the manslaughter. The whole thing is the difference is knowing and unknowing. Whether or not, murder is supposed to be premeditated, like, you're about to do this, you know what I mean? So they went for that. They went for the more charge. So that is convincing. But as we see a lot of times with these cases like this, the picture is already being painted out for her. So don't celebrate quite yet. Very, very sad to see this, go down though. She definitely should have been quicker with this decision.
This is going to be something to pay attention to for real. Unlike a lot of different things, because one, it's unprecedented, and the medias and the major outlets wanted that to be known, in particular to the Black community. They wanted that to be real big and bold, real high for us to see. This woman was charged with murder, but we have to pay attention, because throughout the trial, we're really going to see where America stands in 2018, because there's circumstantial evidence that this woman parked on a different floor than her own, went into a house that wasn't her own, and shot a man and killed him. But there's a lot of different variables about this. This was a white woman that went into a Black male's home, a police officer at that. These things can't be ignored. We're not, you and I, neither one of us are racist, but we know exactly what it is in 2018 in America. And this white woman just walked into this house in a day and age where we got the Me Too movement, got to bring it up, when we got all these other things coming about. So she's going to get a huge outpouring from white women in particular, saying that this was an accident. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. But oh God, we got to call a spade. And wrong is fucking wrong. She was on the wrong floor. Who knows how long she lived in this apartment complex. She knew this brother was in his home. You were his neighbor forever. You know your neighbors. I know my neighbors. We just recently even moved into the cribs, but we know who lives there and who don't. Unless you were drunk, under the influence of something, which needs to be taken account with toxicology reports done, with anything done on her blood alcohol level or anything prior to that. You said it's three days after you get charged. So there's a lot of fickle information going on right now. This is something we got to pay attention to, because if she gets off, and there's a very good chance, people, that she gets off, this is 50-50. I don't care what anybody hears with the murder charge. This is 50-50. This goes on evidence and what them jurors think. Yeah. And we may have to be ready to hear something we don't want to hear. And what are the actions to be taken after that?
Yeah, that it's a sad situation. I mean, either way you look at it, but I'm glad that this happened, because the people, we've been waiting, for this, and it's like it's just a step further to get. It's in Texas. I'm surprised that they even got here with it, to be honest with you, but it is here. So hopefully, again, it's a totally different thing with them saying they charge somebody with murder than them jurors sitting in there and feeling sympathetic. For people that it's probably gonna look like them, that's gonna be their daughter, their niece, whatever. They're gonna see that, in this woman, and they're gonna paint the picture. The defense is gonna paint the picture like, whatever they're gonna try to do to try to get her out of this. She's definitely gonna fight it. She according to the article, she's already made bail. She's already out, which is crazy. I mean, anytime I see a murder, it's like $1 million or more. You know what I mean? But it's Dallas, so. Maybe she had that type of money. I don't see how police officers can get that type of money up, but obviously she has some type of backing behind her, and they're gonna fight this case. So I'm rooting for the brother and his family, man. Definitely.
It's funny, oh God, because even prior to this or are getting knowledge of the situation and everything that came out about with the news. We joking in the pre-production about, yo, did you see this movie on Netflix and blah, 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 about wild cop stories and how they do some of the dirtiest shit known to man, and then they cover it up and then they go to trial and we see the outrage and it seems like it's something out of a movie. We may be watching something out of a movie right now because all of this is painting the picture. We know that there's so much evidence out there to paint the picture that this woman, no matter what color, what race, she killed a man in his own home. Let's take color and gender out this equation real quick. A person walked into another person's home and on the strength of them saying they gave verbal demand, ain't nobody telling me my kids ain't telling me what to do in my motherfucking house. Now I'm not going to have a stranger walk into my house and tell me what to do, let alone have a gun and kill me. And like you said in the beginning, he has no voice right now. It was him and her involved in that situation. And now all we have is her perspective, a very scared perspective, an already privileged perspective being behind the shield and the blue. So you automatically going to feel like you can get out of this. You're not going to want to do time. You're a cop. You're not going to want to do this. You're going to look for yourself to be safe. And if you're the only one able to paint a narrative, it's going to be in your direction. And right now she has a very good one. Yeah.
And it's unfortunately, we've been seeing a lot, of police officers, getting away, with, murdering us down in cold blood. It's the whole reason why Colin Kaepernick, we go back to that, why he was protesting. So, it's sad, man. So we're going to, just hold out until the, we actually get the verdict in this case. But once again, it's a step closer. So, we will monitor this case real closely, as we go.
Indeed, man.
Definitely. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and SamAnt right now live on Hip Hop News Uncensored. I need you to do me two favors. Everybody listening, hit that like button and please go ahead and share this video. SamAnt, what do you think about the Meek Mill drop championships, late, last night? We were just vibing. I mean, in a deep vibe listening to him. We like, yo, Meek, did the damn thing, a couple songs I don't really like on there, but for the most part, it's heartfelt. It's really, almost, I don't want to say classic yet, but we'll see.
I don't want to say classic yet either.
Right.
Because we get too caught up in a moment in 2018. I was thinking on the ride here, like, there's so many damn GOATs nowadays. You see this person the GOAT, that person the GOAT. How can everybody be the GOAT? Does everyone forget what GOAT means? That means the greatest of all time. There's only one greatest. Right. And we can have different genres of who is the greatest, but we have to have a real debate with ourselves and saying one person could be the greatest. We got 10 greatest comedians, and now every young rapper that affects somebody's soul nowadays is the GOAT, and this and that gets thrown around way too loosely. That being said, Meek came with some dope records. I like the body of work. I love the album. The first maybe 5 or 6 joints I definitely love. I can stay away from the Young Thugger joint. I wasn't really feeling that, and a couple of the other joints when he started getting melodic.
How about Cardi? Like going Cardi?
That was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't all that.
That was cool.
I'm not trying to hate. I just didn't like it.
That was cool.
Yeah.
What's Free was. Soon as I heard the beat,
I
mean, you want to wait on it?
No, let's go. Let's just go because we're gonna get to it. Yeah.
As soon as I heard that beat, I seen the track list and I seen Ross, Jay-Z, shit. All right, I can't wait to listen to that joint. Word, whole time listening to that joint. Yeah. And then you hear that dun, 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 and I'm thinking the commission. Yeah. Uncle Paulie P did it. I'm like, oh shit, let's work. Yeah. What's beef? Let's work. And then Ross came in and started having the G check some little boys out there, and Meek came in classic, then Hov brought him home. And you see, I mean, there's memes out there galore, the big three. And I seen one where it was acting like Pippen and Jordan with Ross Hov from the flu game and shit at this verse. Dope, man. But yeah, I mean, it's glad that it got some good attention, man. Meek's album was fire. Like I said, I can't listen to it top to bottom like I could some of my favorite rappers or even some of his old records, but I like it.
SamAnt, so what do you think about those? Speaking of that song, what do you think about Rick Ross throwing shots at 6ix9ine, throwing straight shots? You got them lyrics in front of you? We can't play the song. I wish we could play it, but on that song, it appears because he didn't say his name, that Rick Ross, threw some shots, at 6ix9ine.
Screaming gang, now you on the rat. Racketeering charges, caught him on the tap. Boop. Looking for a bond, lawyers wanted tax. Purple hair got them orts on your back. We ain't gonna say the word because we might have some orts in the building right now, but y'all know what the words are.
Right.
He came at him, man. He G-checked him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a slap around. And he deserved that because he did a lot of trolling. No matter what we say is fair and unfair. Like we got on some seriousness, we got a woman out here that may be the murder charge for killing a man in his own home.
Facts.
Yet this punk sits in jail for talking shit. For life, possibly.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. But that being said, he did make his bed. He has to lie in it. He screamed to be one thing, and now he's screaming not to be that. And he caught himself up in a situation where he's definitely having a lesson learned whatever the situation or the cause it may be, and he deserves the G check.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was kind of surprised, that Rick Ross actually did it, but like you said, he's been causing a lot of shit in the industry. He's been talking, this bad boy talk, and now it's time to live that shit. Now it's time to live that gangster. Nobody want to be in jail and shit. That's the part that they never talk about.
Right.
The sitting in the prison, no food and all that, and you gotta wait 1 week on the Breakfast Club. The next week, you're in the cell facing life. This is the stuff that the movies, they don't. The people don't tell you about the dark side. Even the rappers, they always tell you about the great, the women, the bitches, and all that. But this side right here is not glamorous. But I do wish him the best in that situation. I don't wish jail on nobody, not even my worst enemy. But you make that bed. Some people feel like you got to lay in that thing, man.
Absolutely. Let's get on about the on the What's Free record, because the joint was damn near 6 minutes. I mean, we got old school hip hop rap, that boom bap back. And our man Hove, he brought it home. What do you think about his verse? He might have had the best verse on the damn album.
Oh man,
that's no disrespect to me, because he came with some bars. We were saying that Champion was a real dope record, on top of a couple other records, just to think off at the top of my head. But we think about Hove's joint.
Hove, pretty much came with it. Hove came with it. He said a lot, in his song. Kind of surprising a little bit. He said but Hove, if you look back, through his history, he always kind of been, going there with it. But I think now what he's done is he's transitioned, now to actually be that person now, the businessman who got now weight behind him to back up all that talk. Everybody can talk all that shit about the stuff that they do, but he can now back it up with the companies and stuff, that he owns. Very politically charged, as we see, them, Rick Ross, Meek Mill, the whole prison reform. Meek Mill dropped a video on that. So I'm just waiting to see, because I know the history about all this stuff. My eyes don't get too big. When I see stuff like this, I'm just observing. It's like everybody else, man. I'm definitely excited though, what I see.
On a rap perspective, we all know that, or when it initially came out, you see all the blog and the media. And shame on a lot of you blog and you media posts are giving some of us a bad name, because you're jumping to conclusions way too fucking much, especially this week. And a lot of them jumped to conclusion thinking, as soon as they heard Hove mention Ye's name, that he was going at Kanye. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, I don't hear him going at. I hear on the. And then our man came out with a tweet. He don't tweet, but he came out with a tweet saying, for all the hate people saying that I came at Ye, don't try to put me against my brother. So what do you think about his response or his take on Kanye? No red hat, don't Mike and Prince me and Ye.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
That's dope, because you can't, even though they have, first of all, none of the stuff should have made it in the public. I think that's whack. You know what I mean? When people put stuff in the public that's private between friends, clout chasing, whatever you want to call it. But nothing's too, I guess Hov was kind of saying nothing. We're not going to let, people play the divide and conquer with us as well. Even though we had our little thing in the public per se, we shot a little shots at each other. We still brothers. We still cool. We just had to, even Kanye, I think, was saying this. They had to kind of, it's better for them to be separated at this point in their lives. They can't run like they used to for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Oh God, my question to you is, do you think that those two brothers had a conversation amongst each other saying, listen, man, we may not disagree, we may not mess with each other no more, but we got to make a pact never to go at each other in public again, because we can't stand on that. You may do you, I may do me, but we'll never publicly go at each other again, because that's just terrible for the culture. You think they kind of came to some sort of agreement like that?
I would hope so. It's definitely, again, I don't think it was ever that crazy. I think this Kanye was kind of just going through. Yeah, everybody got that friend who might just, just go wild for a minute, but you're like, they're going to come back eventually. So that's probably the situation, that happened with them. Obviously, they got a great relationship, you know what I mean, from the music and stuff that they've done in the past, and their families know each other. So, I'm not feeding too much into it, man. I just think it is. Now, there has been, mumblings of the Watch the Throne 2 coming out. First one was definitely a classic. I don't care what nobody say.
Classic.
I love it. You know what I mean? So what do you think about a possible Watch the Throne 2 being dropped with that? Because obviously Hov is showing us right now that he hasn't lost a step, and he's still the best rapper in the game, better than anybody right now. He just proved it once again on me. He just does it, like it's a layup. So what do you think about that, Sam, man? Watch the Throne 2.
Well, it's only been rumored by Kanye. Let's just put that out there.
Okay.
But that being said, I would love it. Kanye, Hov 2. I would love to hear their perspectives on records. I would love to see them do damage the way Watch the Throne, the original Watch the Throne was, the deluxe edition. I remember that was my shit. It came out when about, let's say, what, 09?
Right.
Around that time. And yeah, incredible album. We'd love to see a second one. I still rock to that album right now, to this day, and as I work out and things like that. So we'll love to see it, but it is only a rumor by Kanye right now. Even after Jay-Z's tweet kind of negating all the rumors and the nonsense about him going at Ye dropped underneath Throne 2 and kind of threw the shrug the shoulder. So he's flirting with it, maybe. Yeah, I mean, he knows something that we don't. He's a lot more vocal than Jay-Z is, so we don't see Jay-Z throwing out any rumors to anything. When it dropped, it dropped. So maybe Kanye is onto something. I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
definitely. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God, and SamAnt. Everybody listening, do me a favor, hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. And Mark Lamont Hill, CNN, you know what I mean? Former Temple professor. I'm not sure if he's still teaching there, but you know, been watching him a long time growing up in the Philadelphia area, you know, kind of seeing his him just grow and go. And that was like a high point for him to go to CNN, and you know, he reached the pinnacle. He's been fired from CNN pretty much for saying free Palestine, you know, in the speech. You know, if you know the history of Palestine and Israel, they've been going back and forth. And all he said, and I'll read his quote right here, he put on Twitter. He said, "In my speech, I talked about the need to return to pre-1967 borders, to give full rights to Palestinian citizens of Israel, and to allow right of return. No part is a call to destroy Israel. It's absurd on its face." Mark Lamont Hill in response to CNN letting him go, firing him. SamAnt, your thoughts on Mark Lamont Hill being out at CNN?
We both have tremendous respect for Mark Lamont Hill. Incredible intellect, very, very smart, intelligent in what he does and what he brings.
Right.
Very respected. He shouldn't trip. This is a blessing in disguise, brother.
Facts.
And we've been saying this. Listen, we need to stop being so outraged about them firing us. Stop wanting to run to a boss so fucking bad in 2018. Mark Lamont Hill, like we just said, is an incredible talent. Mark Lamont Hill can go on The Breakfast Club tomorrow and talk about his injustices that happened at CNN while promoting his own brand. He can come on the Uncensored Truth podcast tomorrow and talk about his injustices and promote his own brand and get just as many views. He can go and do this thing throughout the world. What I'm saying is in 2018, when we have the ability to do whatever we want right at our fingertips, there's no reason for him to gripe. There's no reason for people on social media to have outrage. Blessing in disguise, brother. Was it wrong? Absolutely. Is free speech allowed in 2018? Absolutely not. But you just got to take this as a valuable lesson and be like, listen, man, I could do this on my own. I could have my own platform and kill it just as much and take all the revenue.
Facts. Yeah, shout out to Mark Lamont Hill, man. That is what it is. Do your own thing, man.
Do your own damn thing.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Peace, though, man. We see the 504 in the building. Go ahead and drop your area code real quick. Drop your area codes in the building. You're tuned in live to the Uncensored Truth podcast. Yeah, we going in today, family. Got that beat popping off today from my man Maj right now. The link will be in the description box. Let's get it, man.
Let's work.
Another Friday night, man. Loving it. Peace.
We enjoy this joint right here. Drop them area codes right now. What else y'all want to talk about in the building? We'll give a recap momentarily, but let's talk to the people real quick. 773.
Yeah.
What's good? 704. What up? Appreciate the new sub. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Viral Hip Hop News as well. You are watching live the Uncensored Truth podcast exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. You got the CEO of Hip Hop News Uncensored, Oh God, myself, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News, SamAnt in the building.
What up?
Mega platforms. We came together and had the Uncensored Truth podcast, and we working, man. Make sure you subscribe to both platforms now and the official Uncensored Truth podcast. You see all those links in the description box. Let's go.
Yeah, so we see you see a bell in there, 401-562-214-614-720. We see you in the building. We see the 6ix9ine in there. You know what I mean? Free 6ix9ine. What up, Raw Footage 93? I see you. We litty, definitely. 609 in the building. We see you. Loving it. God is definitely good, man. These people wild tonight. Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Dennis Bridgewater, we see you. What up? 843. What up? 6ix9ine, man. People saying free 6ix9ine. People saying the hell with 6ix9ine. For someone that doesn't get as much love as you would think on our platform, he sure gets a lot of fucking attention.
Right.
Bad attention.
Right. So what you think about the Akademiks situation? when he pretty much, threatened to sue. I think it was Hip Hop Overload, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that situation? Just briefly. You ain't got to get too deep into that. You know what I mean?
Ask me that again, brother. What do you think about Akademiks?
Yeah, threatening to sue different media outlets that pretty much posted information that he was the one that was pretty much giving them information to the FBI in regard to the 6ix9ine indictment. What do you think about him, threatening pretty much to sue?
Threatening to sue. If someone's out there slandering his name and having his life threatened, he has the right to take legal action on that. I'm not going to say that. A lot of people say that he made his bed and he lays in it as well, especially the things that he did with his commentary out in Chicago with the whole Chirac thing and the dangers he caused out there. A lot of people have a lot of biased or I don't want to say hatred, but they dislike him for whatever their reason. But they watch him. He does views. He gets eyes on him, and each and every time he goes out there, people are watching him, whether they dare to hate him or love him. So he has a voice in hip hop, whether we want to admit that or not. That being said, you are not allowed to create false narrative, and we've said this over and over again, for the cost for money, for any kind of revenue. You can't tear somebody's name down falsely. You're not allowed to do that. And if you consider yourself a respectable brand, a respectable platform, you can't just go out there and throw anything out just for the sake of getting views. And we're seeing a lot of that fuck shit go on today. And it's a black eye to what we do. It really is. Because as much as you may hate Akademiks and you may be justified in your hatred, you can't go out there and spread false rumors. You just can't do that.
Especially something like that could get dude, hurt. Situation when somebody's called a snitch. That's real, especially with no paperwork. But that is what it is. That situation. It's two sides to it. A lot of people is pretty much saying, trying to point at the whole Chirac situation, war on Chirac, but I don't think you can put those two on the same scale. I think it's two totally different situations. Nobody should be lied on like that. And if he feels like his damages, I think he should be entitled to those.
Absolutely. Now, with that being said, let me split the two. For example, because I don't want to say too many names, but Star.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a whole different thing. If Star wants to go in there and raise a question and do what he does on his platform, I don't think that reference defamation. That's not doing that. A hip hop platform saying that he snitched based off of lawyers of a defendant going on in a murder trial, staying there, and you trying to stay facts, that's a whole different realm. Somebody going on YouTube and trolling you, completely different. Somebody putting out broadcast and then following that up with something, that's a whole different thing. But he cried about Star too, because Star gassed it. He definitely gassed it. He gave it attention, but that doesn't deserve any, you know what I mean?
Well, JM, this is what JM put, you don't have an avatar, but I'll just go off what you're saying, you know what I mean? He says, I'm from the Chi, and he got a lot of people in my city killed, posting who doing what and making them be more savage than they are. I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? I keep seeing those comments pop up about that. Again, I don't really know too much to comment on that whole situation, but if anybody has the information, I would say make a video on it, man, to present your argument that way. But I don't know about all that.
We hear people in the streets. I mean, we connected, especially out here in Jersey, and a lot of people, they don't like him. They say he stirs up a lot of shit. They say that he runs his mouth and he gets a lot of people put in situations that he's not willing to get them out of, and he's not going to Chicago and things like that. We're not gonna talk about him too much. But that being said, I mean, he had made his bed. He's gonna have to land it. That's why we just try to pride ourselves in giving objective views on what we do here and keep our platform respectable. We're not afraid of the smoke. If we have issue with you, we're going to respectively give you the smoke. And if we ever see you, we have no problem giving you dialect on that.
They be thinking that we not with the smoke, and just because we go back and forth like this, that we won't tear this set up.
We from a different age though. We from a different genre, and we see the numbers. We're not naive.
Right.
We see what Hip Hop News Uncensored does. We see what Viral does. Instead of us getting a big head about that, no, we assume more and more responsibility because we understand the brand that we have behind us. We're businessmen. We're not just some ducks out here trying to gain YouTube fame or something like that. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but we ain't no ducks. We're businessmen. Right. So we understand the power in which we come out here and broadcast, whether you love us, whether you hate us, whether you think we whack, whether you think we're the dopest thing out there. You watch us, we're out there for the masses to see. We have a responsibility to our brands and each other to make sure we give it the right way. We ain't scared of any smoke. You know what I mean? But people gonna see that soon.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my man, the Blue Collar Scholar in the building. That's my dude right there. Peace out to you. Yeah, man. Y'all tuned into another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Let's get my man Maz banging on the beach right now on our way out of here. Mose, my bad. I keep saying Mose. I seen that in there. My man Mose, man. You know what I mean? Banging the beach right now on our production team, as well as our man King Toro 84. My man over there. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. If you didn't already, go to hiphopun.com. Go to hiphopun.com for your latest hip hop news and all that, man. Yeah, man, me in the building, man. Uncensored Truth Podcast live exclusively on Hip Hop Uncensored with my man, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News, SamAnt over there, rocking out. Yeah.
People, I got a question for y'all. If there's anything that y'all want us to talk about and really get it uncensored and really get it popping, start leaving those comments in the comment section. Start leaving those comments in the live chat. We'll start talking and getting to what the people want to talk about, because we are the people's champions. We are the uncensored truth, and we don't back down from anything, any conversation, or anybody. So let's get it popping. We're going to do it right, and we always going to give it raw, real, and uncut, baby. So, you know what I mean? Drop them in there right now. Peace.
Yes,
love to y'all.
Drop them area codes on the way out. Somebody want to call in. We're going to get the call-in number popping real soon. I think that'll get a real interesting perspective on the show. You know what I mean? I think that'll be dope. What you think about that, Sam, man? You ready to take on people?
ASAP.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about, man.
ASAP. Let's get that in here, man. We can, next couple of weeks, if not next week, let's get that in here.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I see you, D-Red. Houston, stand up. Yes, sir. Y'all remember Rankins teachers? Nah, I don't remember that, Dennis.
Nah, me neither, fam.
Yeah. Everybody hit that like button for me. Hit the like button if you may, and share the video if you care. 214 in the building. I see you. Fuck them Cowboys, though, man. Real talk. I hate them Cowboys. I act like I won a Super Bowl, man. Come on. Any updates on the Pusha T and Drake drama? No, sir. We think about Drake's song on Meek's album.
I don't like it.
Me either.
I don't like it. Leave me alone with this melodic shit. Like when Champions came on, bars. When we heard, you know what I mean, What's Free, bars.
Yeah.
The intro, bars. You know what I mean? Trauma, bars. That shit with Drake, I'm saying melodic. I'm cool. You can pass with that. That was for the girls. I'm cool with that.
Yes, sir.
I really am. I'm cool with that.
Yes, sir. 510.
Cali, what it do? I see you.
That's 510?
Yep.
Okay, dope.
Oakland in the building. I got a lot of family out there, man.
Don't put the Cowboys. I'm blocked if you put Cowboys. I let people rock out. It's Philadelphia Eagles all day. We play the Redskins this week. Let's get it, man. Nah, man. Come on, man. Give me my lighter so I can burn that joint, man.
Let's work.
Fly, Eagles, fly, man, all day.
Let's work, man.
You know?
We might get cooked because Meek just came out and he's the 12th man of the Eagles. We're going to get cooked because of that. But you know what? I'm riding, man. Chocolate City. Let's work. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Let's do this, man.
Yes, sir. Yes. 404, I see you in the building. 253, I see you as well. Minnesota, okay. Packers, okay. Yes, sir. Oh, come on, man. Leave Vlad alone, man.
Hey, man.
Vlad is what it is.
He accepts his role.
Yeah.
He embraces it.
And you got more Vlads coming up now, trying to be. You know what I mean? So,
want to name a couple? You want to give them some?
No, I'm not gonna give them none of that. But it's just, you know, I look at it as an open market. I don't care what race, you know, demographic you are. You know what I mean? Let's get it in. You remember I used to go on the basketball court and football. People come over here. Let's get it in. Let's go.
That's what we got.
You know what I mean? That's all.
Oh God, what you think about that 50 Cent, his son and Supreme's son taking a picture together? And 50 saying he'll give a fuck if they got ran over by a bus. Man. What do you think about that?
I mean, you know, that's 50. That's all I can say. This is 50. That is 50.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Get this song like that. Browns doing their thing. What's the Browns record?
I don't know. 3-7. They doing their thing. Yeah. 4-6.
Damn.
They really doing their thing.
Damn.
I mean, they got a 400% winning percentage from last year. What, they won one game last year? So.
I mean, come on, man. Cleveland's all right. They're gonna shock somebody.
I love Ohio. I love Cleveland. I performed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when I was a kid.
Okay.
Love the city of Cleveland. Y'all deserve way better than what the Browns give y'all. But I'm a Redskins fan. You get no sympathy from me. We've been garbage for 20 years. Shit, join the club. You know
hey, D-Ray, what's up with the Houston Texans, man? They won like 8 straight. You know what I mean?
That cop deserves to be indicted. Yeah, you know what I mean? We talked about it for the people. The woman, let me bring her up real quick, but she was not convicted of murder. She was charged with murder in Dallas. You know what I mean? An unprecedented event. A grand jury indicted a police officer by the name of Amber Guyger, who was employed by the force at the time for the shooting While she was in full uniform, she mistook the neighbor's apartment of her own and thought the 26-year-old Botham Jean was a burglar in his own home. Shot him twice after giving him command that he did not comply to in his own home. Said she seen a dark figure, did not comply, shot twice. She lived on the 3rd floor. She was on the 4th floor at the time. She walked into his house and killed him. Now she's convicted of murder, but like we said, we have to pay attention to these findings as they come about. Pay attention to this trial, because this does not mean that she's going to be convicted with murder. You know what I mean? This is a long way to go, and we've seen fucked up things happen before. So let's pay attention to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. But it's been another perfect episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast. We really do appreciate everybody who listens in, who subscribes to the channels, who shares the videos on a daily, weekly, hourly, monthly, whatever basis, man. From the bottom, we don't always get a chance to go back and forth with y'all in the comments, but we do see it and we do appreciate even the haters, man. Keep it coming, because it's only fuel and it only motivates us to continue to shit on you cats. Definitely.
Indeed. Max Daniels, let me read this real quick. Shout out to you, brother. But that's crazy. If we went in anybody's house at that Los Angeles jail, so killer, and played that race up. Indeed, man. If we walked into anybody's crib, we were talking about that. Like, oh, would you, if you were stuck out here, would you take the chance and knocking on somebody's door and hoping that they helped you out, or would you walk to the nearest store and remember, fuck that?
He was just saying that shit. He was like, man, I would never, you know what I mean? I would just take my chances, because he might shoot at me.
I'm walking.
He might think I'm trying to break in his house.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Man. I'm a harmless, you know what I mean, creature, unless you go there with me. You know what I mean?
I might walk down the street with my hands up, with my flashlight on, the whole fucking way. Like, I am not a threat at all. Because you don't know, somebody might roll up on you.
I mean, they were shooting cats naked, man.
It's wild.
They were shooting cats naked. I mean, before with their hands up. So it's just like, it goes deeper than anything you can wear. You know what I mean? We all know, bro.
Indeed, man.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate each and every one of y'all vibing with us right now as we just chill and build with the people on Hip Hop News Uncensored. The Uncensored Truth podcast, exclusively live on Hip Hop News Uncensored. You can also check us out, because I don't think we gave this plug. Shame on us. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all major online outlets. If you have a phone right now, if you are watching the Uncensored Truth podcast, you need to listen right now to the raw, real, and uncut edition to the Uncensored Truth podcast on any one of those online outlets, where you will get the full podcast all the way in its entirety. There's things that we talk about that we just can't talk about on YouTube. We go all the way in. If you want to hear that perspective, please go on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, any major online outlet right now. Subscribe to the Uncensored Truth podcast. It's very easy to find. Let's get that busy. Let's get that to 100K, 300K, 400K, and beyond. Let's work.
Yes, so let's get it in, man. Like SamAnt said, you're tuned in to the Uncensored Truth podcast on Hip Hop News Uncensored. You are now rocking with the best.
Yes.
Once again, every Friday night at 8 p.m. exclusively on this channel. You already know what it is. If you like to read articles, go to hiphopun.com. If you want to just get our commentary of our Hip Hop News Uncensored, man. All week we dropping stories, giving our perspective on different things, and we're just going to keep building and growing, man. So once again, it's appreciated.
Oh God, with that being said, man, salute to you. Salute to hiphopun.com. Moving up 10 spots. We at number 77 right now.
Yeah.
On the top 100.
Sir.
That's in less than a year, or a little over a year now.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep that in mind. Number 77 in the world in a little over a year. Hip Hop UN, we are coming.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So shout out to the CEO of Hip Hop Uncensored. Oh God, man, you're doing big things, man.
Yes, sir.
More and more victories to come.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Uncensored Truth podcast. You know what I mean? Also doing some big things. You know, a lot of great things happening behind the scenes, but we don't count the eggs, you know, chickens till they hatch.
Indeed.
So, you know, that's great. But we continue to work and doing our thing independently. That's how we love it. CEOs, bosses all day over here, giving y'all more and more content kings. I mean, that's pretty much all I got, man. Shout out to everybody out there who listen, all the area codes, you know, everybody who rocks out with us throughout the week. I see y'all, trust and believe. I see y'all. Sia Bella, who's always like the first person to comment. Peace to you. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's all I got, man. Salute.
Yeah, salute to y'all too. Shout out to everyone watching us in between jobs. We see y'all keep grinding, y'all keep shining. You know what I mean? Be y'all bosses. We love you.
It's only one, Mose.